What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Nio. We're going to give a little brief update on that before we, before the market opens. But we're also going to talk about Coinbase, the cryptocurrency exchange wallet here in the States that is huge. They're planning on IPOing here soon, but before we hop into that, we ask you guys hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs. If we have not hit it already, we're trying to hit 1,000 subs. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys given us so far. We really appreciate it. Link in the description as well for the Patreon if you guys want to hop into our Discord. We have over 100 members over in this Discord. Everyone talking, chatting, having a good time, talking about pre-market stuff. You know, all of the stocks are watching, everything. You get access to our portfolio as well. Portfolio is up over, I think it's like 35, 40%, even with all these past green days we've had.
Yeah,
just for the year.
Yeah,
just for the year. Again, linked in the description for that. But let's give it some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So let's start off with Nio real quick. Quick Nio update. Again, we're still sitting at the 45.78 mark before the market opens. It's sitting about 2.5% as of right now, as of this recording, up, which is good. Hopefully that shows for a green day today. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You know, big earnings, the big story for the day. The earnings, the market goes up. I'm really hoping Nio goes up. You know, after hours is what really matters because that's when the earnings are announced. Right. So hopefully today's the day. Yeah, everyone's been looking forward to it. So we'll see what happens. Their estimated earnings are -7 cents per share. So hopefully they can beat that. And I'm hoping they're not biting off more than they can chew. I hope it doesn't come in at like -10 cents that they report, because then it's just gonna make the stock go down, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Again, this is not financial advice. Everything we say in this video is all for entertainment purposes only. You know what to do. Always talk to your financial advisor. Do your own research before investing. It's a serious, you know, money's a real deal. You know what to do. This isn't your first day. But yeah, so hopefully we get a good day today.
Yeah, if you guys watched any of our previous couple videos, you might have seen this chart that we've thrown up with all their car sales.
Right.
So we estimated that they're going to get like 985 million, and that we just calculated that based on their base model cars and how much they sold for the quarter of each model. So obviously that's, you know, could be up or down a little bit based on if they did battery as a service or if they did any of the, you know, added options that you can do. But according to an article on Yahoo Finance, Nio is they're estimating 1.01 billion, which is up 148% year over year. So they actually estimated higher than we did, which is good because, you know, we're not just overshooting it by a lot. But their Q3 earnings were 666 million. So if they do hit that 1 billion, that's around a like 35% growth from last quarter, which to me that's huge. That's that's really big. Right. That you're able to grow just in, you know, those 3 months. 35%.
Yeah, that's massive. If we look at this chart that I have pulled up right now, you can see that basically this chart, I use this website stockcharts.com a lot when I'm looking at certain stocks to invest in, when's a good time to pull the trigger and all this stuff. So pretty much we have the RSI up here. You want this, we said this in the previous videos, you want this to hang around the 50 mark. Usually when it hits that 50 mark, it bounces up. You can clearly see that when it hits that relative strength index, when it hits that 50 mark, it usually bounces right back up. And we're below that. We are well below that. Also, we want to stay above the 50-day moving average as well, and we're below that. And another thing we want to stay above, the 50 on the STO. Look where we're at. Every time that it hits down towards the 20, it just ricochets right back up. And look where we're at now. We're down here at the 28 mark. Boom. And to me,
that should just go up. If perfect spot to just
if the market's good, their earnings are good, I expect this thing to just blast off. I 100% expect it to blast off.
As we said in previous videos, that is the key. The market has to be good for their earnings to matter. Right. Like the Nio or the market was still in the whole correction phase when Li Auto put out their earnings, and they finished 10% down for the day. So if the market is still correcting overall, their earnings aren't going to matter. But hopefully Friday was actually a green day for me, so maybe things are starting to recover. So we'll see today, you know, how things are. But if everything's starting to, you know, come out of the correction and people are starting to buy back in and it's really good green day, then these earnings could have a really good effect on the stock, which is obviously what I'm hoping for.
Right. Yeah, we'll post a video later on this afternoon around 4 o'clock or so of the market, what's going on, and hopefully we have some more better information and, you know, what's going on. Hopefully it's a green day and, you know, we'll see what happens.
Either way, I think their earnings are going to be good.
Yeah, I think they will too. It's just a matter of how the market looks.
Right.
So hopefully that's it. Just watch out for that video. We'll give you guys all the updated information, everything we know there. But let's go ahead and hop over to Coinbase, man. So Coinbase, a lot of people in the Discord, or a few people in the Discord, have been requesting a video on Coinbase. So we're just going to give you some information that we know about it, a little bit of more, you know, financial stuff about it, and kind of let you guys decide what you're going to do with it there. So Coinbase is going to trade under the ticker symbol COIN for coin. How original.
That makes sense.
Right. So there's a couple financial advisors on this deal. You have Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Allen & Co., and then you also have Citigroup. So a bunch of big names on this IPO. I think this is going to be a massive IPO. I think this is going to be a lot like Snowflake because of the pricing.
Well, and just cryptocurrency in general is just getting huge.
Massive.
I don't know about you, but have you watched a YouTube video lately? Pretty much almost every ad is a Coinbase ad.
Right.
Right. They're pushing it real hard.
Hard. Coinbase is the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange in the U.S. Just said that. I think this is going to be a massive IPO. I did see an article. I think it was on Yahoo News, I believe. I'd have to go back and find it. But there were some people doing some, I don't know if these are like the big hedge fund or, you know, people who have access to this kind of stuff before at IPOs, buying some shares up around the I think it was 320 to 340 range. So to me, it sounds like this thing could open up into 300s. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I read in the article.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that's the case, this is going to be an expensive stock.
Yeah.
But basically Coinbase allows users to buy, sell, trade, and store their Bitcoins along with other cryptocurrencies all in one place without having to go through, you know, Robinhood or wherever you guys trade cryptocurrency. It has 43 million verified users. It's up 32% or 34% from the 32 million that they had in 2019. So cryptocurrency is growing. Yep. It's going to be I think this is going to be a strong thing in the future. It's just a matter of getting the security there, getting more people into it, and just switching. Like, I feel like this is going to be a big thing, you know, in the next 5-10 years. But basically, they've raised $537 million in funding for the IPO. They also had another funding. I think it was back in like 2019, where they raised like another $300 million or so. But their profit for 2020 was $322 million of net income, up from so it was up from $30.4 million in losses in 2019. So that's a hell of a turnaround.
Yeah,
but
that is good.
I feel like cryptocurrency really started taking off. I mean, it's always kind of been a thing, but I feel like cryptocurrency really started taking off when they put these lockdowns on everybody. So now everybody's stuck inside. So now everyone's like, oh, let's start getting into trade. I feel like trading in itself has just blown up in the last year and a half.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think a lot of like GameStop had to do a lot with that. Like, there's just a lot of people like, you know, think you can just get in and make some quick money. But Bitcoin kind of got big, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And when it was up, it got up to like $30-some thousand, and then it tanked off, and then it kind of sat there, and like there wasn't really much talk about it for a year or two, and then, you know, it started just blasting off again. So I think it's, you know, it's here to stay. People are going to be investing on Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies for a long time. I feel like it's only going to get bigger.
It's like you also have people like Elon Musk who, you know, pumping Dogecoin, like that's his meme coin. Like everybody freaking loves that. You got, you know, Tesla just bought, what was it, over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think it was like 1.5.
Yeah, some crazy number of Bitcoin. And I feel like when you get big names like that investing into this kind of stuff, it has that transition effect on other people to do the same. That's why Bitcoin, obviously, or Dogecoin went to the moon. You know, Doge to the moon, baby. But it's like, it's things like that that get the attention of people who don't know what this kind of stuff is. And, you know, I feel like that's the way to transition this to people who don't understand. Yep. So we'll see. Hopefully this is a big thing. I don't think I plan on buying this. I'll have to wait and see how it plays out. So with Coinbase's IPO, they're basically going to do a release where everybody can get in all at once. It's not, if you looked at DoorDash and Airbnb, they held the IPO trading for like the next day. So the IPO'd, and then you had to wait until the next day to trade it on the market.
Yeah.
And when that
you had to wait
happened,
all the way until 1 o'clock also.
yeah. And when that happened, it jumped 100+%, you know, whatever the number was for the stock. So it did not help the average Joe day traders like us, or the average traders like us who couldn't get into it, because we're just retail investors. We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, we don't have millions of dollars to be able to get in early.
Right. So I'm kind of hoping that when Coinbase does this, it's similar to Palantir. Palantir did the same thing that Coinbase is going to do. I'm hoping that it just really helps the stock in general and helps retail investors get in if you want to get in. Again, with it being in that price range, I'm just thinking I'm not really into cryptocurrency. It's not that I don't believe in Coinbase. Maybe I'll get into it with it being it's going to get bigger.
Yeah. I'll just have to do more research on it and see where they're going to start out price wise for me to be able to get into it, just if it makes sense. But I think it's only going to grow, and I think it'll be good. It's just we'll see if I decide to get into it or not right away.
It's hard telling, but I'm hoping, you know, that it's just another good thing that I can look into and get into. We'll just have to.
It's definitely going to be popular. That's for sure.
Right. Oh, 100%. But yeah, so that's pretty much all we've got on Coinbase. We might do a more updated video with a little bit more information as more comes out and pass it along to you guys. This was kind of just an overall financial, where they're looking, where they're standing kind of thing. Just more of an informational video. But again, if anything new comes out about either Coinbase or Nio, we'll let you guys know. And again, check out that video later today. We're going to give an updated video on Nio as well for aftermarket. But again, thank you guys so much for all the support. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps us grow the channel. And again, if we haven't hit 1,000 subs by the end, you know, don't know yet. Thank you guys so much. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next one.